You tour the bustling salon floor, you see the creative potential, and you eagerly sign the enrollment agreement. For many students, this moment feels like the guaranteed start to a glamorous, full-time career. The confidence often comes from a single piece of paperwork. Because a 1,500-hour cosmetology program qualifies for federal student loans, students assume the government has evaluated the school and determined it's a safe financial investment. The free application for federal student aid strictly measures your demographic and financial need. It does not test the institution's graduation rate, its market viability, or the salary you can expect to earn. This flowchart maps the traditional expectations against a stark reality. Federal modeling shows graduates typically earn $16,000 to $26,000 annually. Because of the high debt required, up to 98% of cosmetology programs are projected to fail the new debt-to-earnings metrics. Regulators call this the consumer understanding gap. It's a systemic lack of information that traps students in high-interest debt long before they pick up a pair of shears. Submitting a FAFSA guarantees you access to high tuition. It does not guarantee your future salary can pay it back. To protect yourself, you have to manually evaluate the 3 hidden realities of the beauty industry. Historically, state regulations built beauty schools as strict vocational environments designed to teach public health and sanitation. Today, those state boards require students to complete up to 1,000 hours of practical application on paying public clients to qualify for graduation. During these hours, students generate direct service revenue for the school. Legally, the student receives zero financial compensation for that work. The boundary keeping this from becoming illegal exploitation is a federal labor standard called the primary beneficiary test. This chart compares your educational value against school profit. A supervised haircut is in the safe zone. You gain critical skills as the primary beneficiary. Sweeping break rooms is in the danger zone, providing zero curricular value while saving school hiring costs. Appellate courts and the Department of Labor have issued multi-million-dollar penalties to schools that cross this line and treat students as free janitorial workers. Unpaid clinical work is legal if it advances your education. Walking onto the clinic floor without knowing these boundaries risks you becoming free facility labor. When you graduate and enter the workforce, you naturally expect a traditional employer to hand you a stable paycheck. The modern beauty industry has largely abandoned that traditional model. The dominant business structure today is the booth rental or salon suite. Operating as a 1099 booth renter means you are a micro-business owner, not an employee. This table outlines the trade-offs. A traditional employee receives tax coverage, supplied inventory, and marketing. A booth renter assumes these responsibilities alone and must instantly generate clientele to cover weekly chair rent of $150 to $400 before seeing any personal profit. This intense entrepreneurial pressure directly affects how frequently licensed cosmetologists actually work. A comprehensive workforce survey conducted by the state of Utah reveals that 72% of active beauty licensees work 20 hours or less per week. In fact, only about 17% of active licensees engage in full-time work exceeding 30 hours per week. The beauty industry offers deep flexibility for part-time work. Expecting it to provide a guaranteed full-time W-2 wage to pay off $20,000 in federal student loans is a massive financial risk. Most students enroll in a 1,500 to 2,100 hour full cosmetology program by default, simply because schools market it the heaviest. That default choice maximizes your tuition debt and delays your entry into the workforce while you learn hair, skin, and nails, even if your business plan only involves one. This decision tree illustrates pathway intelligence, matching your career goal to the shortest legal credential. Performing chemical haircuts requires the full 1,500-hour cosmetology program, but if your goal is exclusively becoming a nail technician, that path only requires a 450-hour targeted program. Specialization restricts the variety of services you can legally offer, but it cuts your tuition drastically and allows you to achieve profitability months faster. Paying for a 1,500-hour generalist license when you only need a 450-hour specialist credential guarantees a poor return on investment before your classes even start. Admissions marketing is designed to sell you a dream. You have to take control of the enrollment process by demanding hard facts. This pre-enrollment audit scorecard lists the exact questions you need answered in writing before signing any contract. First, secure the exact final cost of attendance, including all kits and fees. Second, demand a clear breakdown of what portion of your financial aid is a grant you keep versus a loan you must repay with interest. Third, ask how the school enforces the boundary between educational clinic time and unpaid facility labor. Finally, ask if the curriculum includes rigorous tax and business training for booth rental self-employment. If you choose to accept federal Title IV debt for a full cosmetology license, you must commit to mastering small business management to survive the independent contractor market. If you want to avoid that pressure, seek out ethical educational models that prioritize affordable tuition over maximizing federal loan capture. Institutions like Louisville Beauty Academy in Kentucky operate by intentionally decoupling their programs from Title IV federal dependency. Under this model, students use highly discounted, internal, interest-free payment plans. You have to pay out of pocket monthly while you learn, but you graduate completely insulated from long-term federal debt traps. Federal financial aid provides a gateway to beauty school, but radical transparency, pathway intelligence, and a strict refusal to work for free are what actually build a successful career.